Habits used cars and take 76 of our 100K MA. We've got a clapper board. Yeah.
That's what they call that?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
bad.
So, was that your official intro?
That was the official intro.
Okay.
So we're picking it up where we left off on the questions,
Sure.
right?
And so, Rob, there's
Give us a
people
recap.
asked that said we do an A&A, ask me anything, whatever. For a long time, we finally had just enough time to sit down, and the people next door have quit banging on their cars. So let her eat.
We have a real live working shop next door.
Yeah, at least they're working. Okay, so going back to your stuff, Rob, and these were all from people that sent you stuff in. We actually posted some stuff on Facebook today and on the Instagram action on the interwebs. So if you see those, you can ask them, and we'll attempt to knock it out. Nothing is off the table. Remember, you did give quality advice a few episodes ago about some young man that wanted you to run cocaine in a cigarette boat.
You know, it's a good idea. I'm just saying.
Matters who you ask. All right, so young man Dax.
Ain't no narc. What?
I like it, Dax.
Dax.
Yeah, that's like, but it's kind of a millennial name. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of millennial names out there now. But says Rob, I have watched many of your videos about business and want to start my own, which you get that a lot. But his is a little bit different. Says my question is your advice on setting up a business in an actual building for a successful startup. So what would be your advice on setting up a business in a physical brick and mortar, and whether it be selling cars, repairing cars, or a bit of both? So obviously looking for advice on should he go feet first, or what's up?
Well, I mean, this is what I tell people all the time about any business, talking about selling cars or a landscaping company or whatever. You start small. I mean, you don't want to go put all your eggs in one basket instantaneous. And I'm not saying that your idea isn't good enough for that.
Sure.
Test the waters. You got to be able to make changes and fine tune your plan. Because I'm going to tell you right now, nothing goes to plan. Ever.
You told me a story that you have a letter A tattooed on you, and because there's no plan B.
That's right.
Gotcha.
We run with it.
So don't go in feet first.
Test the water. Stick your toe in. You know what I'm saying? But, we joke about things, and it's so weird. I walk into businesses every day and just see how they're laid out. And I'll tell you another one, a guy that's smart on this. On that side of the business, is Kobe. Me and Kobe see things the same way. Like, we'll walk into a shop, and my truck shop is a perfect example of this. It is laid out ass backwards, which I had nothing to do with. It's been like that since 1968, and I just roll with it.
Yeah.
Number one rule, do you want people walking through your shop to get to the office? No, you need to walk through the office, and then you walk them into the shop if you need to. That way, they're not stopping and bullshitting with your tax, all that stuff, insurance stuff, everything. It eliminates accidents. It's the only way to do it.
How's the truck shop laid out?
Ass backwards. It's just, you have to walk through the shop to go to the office, or walk through the shop to go to the bathroom. You have to do everything because everything's in the back.
Gotcha. So anyhow, just like license plate business for me and the disc jockeys for years, you got to start at weddings DJing before you go to big clubs. And you
Right.
gotta, you're not.
So you were officially the wedding DJ.
Oh man, I have played Dancing Queen more than ABBA ever sang Dancing.
Do you think Adam Sandler's ever going to do a movie about you?
I think he did. All right, so Truth Seeker 1995, which sounds like someone on, I don't know, that may or may not have broke into the Capitol earlier this year. How do you guys manage keeping your good name and with tremendous exposure and still having fun, which is, tremendous is tough. When I did the 80s cruise, they were standing there with a sign that said 80s cruise talent, and I'm like going,
Oh, yeah.
But and that's true because, people will say, Rob Pitts and anyhow. So following back up, there's a second one here. So how do you guys manage keeping your good name with tremendous exposure and still having fun? And we have a blast all the time. But people are so quick to judge for every little thing these days. It always eats him up personally, worrying about how people are going to take what I do. And I've got one after you got one. So,
well, to lead it off, you have to be careful what you say, obviously, and Luckily, before the YouTube and before the Vinwiki, I dealt with the public. And when you deal with the public, it's the same way, whether you're, whether you got a camera in your face or you got a customer in your face.
Sure.
There are certain things you don't say in big groups or in mixed company or whatever. That's something you've got to remember in business in general. Like I used to joke around about the truck shop. I had customers that were rootin' tootin' truck drivers.
Sure.
And I also had churches that had buses.
That's right.
So naturally, they didn't get the same Rob.
Yeah, that's right. I get that too.
And you got to be able to do that. We like to cut up and have fun,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to, what I'm saying? You do have to be careful. I mean, we're in a society now where we have a lot of different people and a lot of different likes and a lot of different beliefs and whatnot. And I'll be honest with you, it's really funny because me and you both are old enough to remember when you could say anything. Really,
man, run what you brung, and
well, it's like doing stand-up comedy. It was my job. I got paid every weekend to insult people.
Sure.
And I mean, it wasn't like, well, I don't want to say that because I don't want to make a man. That, I find the weakest point on you, and just harp. Now,
Yeah.
can't be that guy.
Watch out.
It's the world we live in.
Man, they got big cars here.
Big ones.
So needless to say, now that John Force is driven by, for me, I've always treated people, and you and I joke off a lot, but if I cut you, you're going to bleed red. You cut me, we're going to bleed red. My children, Kate and Hugh, 16 and 26, like I said, and I was more of a best friend than a dad, which sometimes is terrible. But they can walk through my house and say any four-letter word they wanted to, but they couldn't say the word hate, because hate is a deep one. But you gotta just watch what you, because people say, well, you hate that guy, you don't like this guy, and everybody for some reason thinks I hate my children after the latest Vinwiki video. But guess what? Man, I slept well last night. My kids slept well last night, and you just roll with it because they're keyboard warriors.
Well,
oh my God, Travis hates his children.
You gotta understand. There's a guy right now that's probably in his mother's spare bedroom with his computer out or his iPhone out, wanting to be a troll.
Sure.
And
you can't worry about it.
You can't worry about it. People that get offended over silly things like that, I'll be honest with you, it is what it is.
When I left when I had the General Lee for 18 years and I left the Dukes of Hazzard hobby and blah, 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 there was pages after pages after pages about, how I hate Travis Bell, this, that, and other. But you know what? Man, I slept well. We sold General Lee. I don't believe the Dukes of Hazzard is a documentary, and we'll just keep on keeping on. Dukes of Hazzard documentary? Down here?
No.
Okay.
Just a good old boy.
Gosh, man, if I had $1. So this may be it for this side of the paper. We're back to that guy that liked your Oakley sunglasses for some reason. But they have now switched up to Dolce Gabbanas or something. And I think we have killed all of this with everything. So are you ready to go to the live
questions?
Yep.
Ooh, see, now these are unprepared.
Yep, this is the
unprepared. Back to keeping your name clean, being in the public eye.
Yeah.
Whew, you got to expect the unexpected.
Absolutely. So we are going to run over to the Facebook machine.
Send it, girly man. Let's go. You got the Wi-Fi password?
They have Wi-Fi in South Carolina?
Yeah, we got that.
Oh,
here.
You call it Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we got running water and everything now.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Some nice young man said, will you record my outgoing voicemail message?
I would be more than happy to.
I've
actually done a few of those.
Really?
Yes.
Did you say, or just lay it on them?
I tell you what's crazy is I get people that message me, want me to send them a video, like telling their better half happy birthday
or something like that.
I mean, I love it. I always stop what I'm doing. I love doing those.
And my thing is, being a disc jockey, when people say, hey, I'm going to ask my wife or my girlfriend to marry me tonight, will you stop the dance club and do that? I'm like, no. There's got to be better places to do that. All right, so Bud Light or Coors Light? Or no light?
Not the biggest beer guy, but if I had to pick the lesser of the two evils, I'm going to go Bud Light.
All right. Moving on. And I have had people ask me this too because of the event you and I just did. But which car was your biggest loss and why? And the reason being because Mark Spence is always talking about his season of suck and how he always buys these crappy cars, but he does okay. I mean, and he's following his dream, but everything can't be a home run. So we have one that's the granddaddy of them all.
No. Well, and this is the thing that's crazy. And this is my right hand to God. And you can even ask my accountant. I can provide the documentation.
I feel like you're going to tell us that you have never lost on a vehicular apparatus.
Ding. Damn. Now, I've had some. Keep in mind, I've been dealing cars.
I may have lost on one. Anyhow, go ahead.
No, how could you lose on a machine like
man,
that?
Come on, man. It's the highest price.
Let me put it like this.
Hit me.
I have broke even.
Which isn't losing.
And I've done some pretty good trades where I came out. But technically, have I ever bought a car for $20,000 and sold it for $17,000? Never. Have I ever bought a car, put money into it, and never got that money back? Never. Like I said, I've had a few I cut close. I might have broke even. I might have drove them for a little while.
Yeah.
But I've never, ever
with an E,
ever lost money on a car. I've had some that made me think I was going to.
Yeah. But then you find the right ass for that seat.
Exactly. And I mean, because it tickles me.
Well, I'm going to stop at your store to tell another one. You will sit here and look at this camera and say, I'm good at what I do. And people say, but damn it, man.
It's
continue.
True. But okay, but so it tickles me because everybody talks about, well, everybody loses money. No, they don't. And this is the thing. You do your work when you buy it. Obviously, you buy low, sell high.
Sure.
But actually doing that and not letting your feelings get involved.
Yeah.
You think when I see a '69 Corvette, like, I could pay a little more for it. Boy, I'd love to be riding that thing. No, I wait.
Yeah.
I do what I need to do. I buy the cars at the right price. I have my inbox blown up.
I've seen
constantly.
It. Yeah, and so also on that one is out of all the mysterious car deals in the last since you left the trailer park, what is there one thing or two things that have just totally screwed up a car deal where you're like going, hey, when I come over there, I want to make sure that I had a guy ask me, I needed a set of doors, believe it or not, for for a Firebird. I don't know why, but I had to bring him a 6-pack of some special beer, and then he'd sell them to me. Was there anything that either screwed up a deal or hit a home run and say, I brought this cat a 6-pack of beer and it saved me $1,000 on a car, or this guy didn't do it and he's completely screwed the deal up?
I have run into several situations like that. The first one that's absolutely hilarious. A good buddy of mine, it's not even involving me, but it's hilarious. It made me think about it.
Sure.
A buddy of mine dropped his iPhone, tore all hell, like cracked the screen, like it was all jacked up. He took it to some little hole in the wall phone place.
Yeah.
And the guy said, well, how much is it going to cost to fix it? And he goes, I want 2 fish sandwiches from McDonald's. And he said, I'll fix it while you're gone getting them. And he did for 2 fish sandwiches. But that's what first thing that popped in my head. But no, I've had several things unwind deals that were stupid.
Yeah.
I've had several things make the deal, just fell into it.
And of course, with selling over 100 cars a year, it's hard telling on the roll of the dice on what.
Well, and you don't know. I mean, every deal's different. And that's the thing I think I like about the job in general, is because of all the different people. I talked to a man just like this week, people I've sold cars to and talked to. I talked to a man on an oil rig out in the middle of the damn Gulf. And, he's over here, you hear these machines going and whatnot. Sure. And, he bought a C10 truck.
Yeah.
Sight unseen. For my description, on an oil rig, says he's gone weeks at a time. He said, I've missed out on so many good deals. I said, well, brother, you won't miss out on this one. It's yours.
Well, and I'll tap your phone. I'll say, anything going good on that phone today?
Yeah.
And you were just talking to some cat about, I can't even tell half the dang time.
Well, but it's always something. I mean, you meet the most interesting from every walk of life, from your guy buying his first collector car to this dude that's got 50. Mm-hmm. I sold a Corvette to a guy that had a Corvette museum the other week. I mean, you meet the most interesting people and the most interesting cars. I mean, and that's the cool thing about it.
Sure.
But back to the original question, about the selling the car thing. Because people roll their eyes when I say that. But the thing is, I wait. till I make my money with it. I mean, that's the thing. I don't choose to lose. And I think anybody in a sales position, now obviously you get into a pinch, you need your money, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I've always been lucky enough to work it to where I've always came out. You know, like I said, some of them I might have had to trade off, I might have had to move around, and then we've had bumps in the road along the way. I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. I sold a truck to a fellow one time. It was a C10 truck. Sold it. He got it. He got the world's worst case of buyer's remorse. There was nothing wrong with my truck.
You called me and told me this guy, but go ahead.
Yes, this guy, the world's worst case of buyer's remorse. He's over here. I mean, just nitpicking it to death.
Yep.
And next thing you know, he's like, "Well, I'll just sue." Well, don't forget a little secret state, South Carolina. That don't mean shit. Second, but you know what? Keep a happy customer. I'm gonna buy your truck back.
Yep.
So I bought the truck back, brought it back, totally perfect. Took that truck in, got the money back. You know, back at square one again. I traded that truck for the Hound Dog,
Yep.
which is my Elvis truck I had.
Yep.
That's back when we were filming at the shop. I traded that truck for Hound Dog, and that was probably one of the coolest trucks I ever owned. Knocked a screaming home run on it,
Yep.
and had a great time with it. So, you know, turning mistakes into money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It just worked out. And the thing what's crazy about Hound Dog is he built that truck for his son. His son was like 6'4". And you know, you gotta think about it, a little AD truck, little 3100s, they're small.
Yep.
And he said, I want to get him like a C10, you know, something bigger.
Sure.
And he saw that truck, he said, "Man, my kid loves it. It's perfect, got big wheels on it, and all this stuff." He says, everything he wants. And I'm thinking, you got everything I want. Let's trade.
All right. So you heard it. And
That too.
And papers available if needed, because you know. But the best thing you said, and to kick on to that is people choose to lose, and that's true. So
You know, you got to think. A lot of people get discouraged with cars
yeah.
and things like that. You know, that car's not eating anything sitting there.
All right. So the final go round in this one. This is a two-parter. Travis and Rob question. Says asking me what was your first impression of Rabbit, and asking you what was your first impression of me. So
I want you to go first.
So my thing is too, and that's a pretty good one.
That's going to change my answer.
Yeah,
It depends.
no, it's like if
You set the pace, homie.
You remember the Family Feud? If you're the third person for the strike, you know you're like going, "Well, I've heard these two idiots' question or answers. If let's not get this wrong." Man, and I didn't know Rob at all, and I called Rob, picking up a trailer from Kaufman, and I said, "Hey, I'm sneaking through. I'm going to swoop by, whatever else." And you said, "All right, fine. Just here's the address, blah, blah, blah." And of course, if you hear the grinding in the background, people actually work in South Carolina. And so I couldn't pick you out of two people other than you and I knew Ed, and you sell ice to an Escobar. And the thing of it is we were talking the other day, if your mom heard both of us talking together, she'd be like, "Man, didn't know that I had two sons," because we don't know how to shut the hell up half the time. But anyhow, man, for no reason at all, you took my phone call, and we were like pals, and just because we happened to be on Ed's goofy Vinwiki channel.
Oh yeah. Well, and you just have some people. So this is what I hate is when you miss a call.
Yeah, but did you sell something or lose something, or was
I don't know. I'm looking.
Oh, hold on a second. You can save a lot of money on your car insurance.
That's right.
Way to go.
That's right. Damn bill collector.
Anyway, more glorified shit about me. Go ahead.
So, obviously, I seen Travis on Vinwiki. He called me up and he came by here, and you just have those people that you naturally hit it off with, and that's rare, really. You know, I meet people every day, new people, and I mean, I'm relatively an easy guy to get along with. We have a lot of fun. I love to laugh. I love to cut up. Everybody loves to hang out. Everybody loves to laugh. So naturally, I get along with everybody. That's a rule. But some people you just click with. You know, they get all the jokes, they get the lines, and you just really kind of hit it off. And I'll be honest with you, sitting right here in this warehouse the very first time with a Kia Soul where we were sitting.
Kia Soul, and you pulled up on a jazzy scooter and slapped the shit out of a Kia Soul. And I said, "But the bumper's beat up." And you go, "That's street cred, Travis."
That's street cred.
So, but it's true. It's just, and we couldn't pick each other out of two people, but it's and what people will get is a goofy reporter or someone could be reading you these questions, but we're friends. So somehow in there, I'm going to get a damn real answer out of it.
Right. But that's the thing. You just naturally, it's just like when you're in elementary school. Out of 30 kids in your class, there's going to be that one guy's going to be your buddy. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Well, first of all, we wouldn't be in school long if we were in the same class.
No,
we would be expelled.
And we already have a rule that we can't live within 100 miles of each other.
Yeah, that'd be bad. And we can only spend like 4 days at a time, no longer than.
And I don't know my wife's number by heart, even though we've been together for 12 years, so I don't know who to call other than you to get me out of jail.
Exactly. That's where we look out for each other. And this is the thing, and I've talked about this in videos in the past, you got people that are for you. And
Sure.
really for you. And this means a lot. This is a big thing. I mean, I'm pulling it in. But this is the truth. You got Matt. How you feeling today, Rob? Feeling good? Look good. Got this. You got this. Even though I know he's lying. I know what I look like. I see this face every morning.
It looks like it's worn out 3 bodies already.
I'm going to tell you something. I'll be honest with you. I've seen better heads of lettuce than me. But that being said, you got that guy. Come on, you got this, man. Oh, yeah, that was a good one, even though it was not. And usually when Matt says that, it's a number 10 video.
Yeah.
But Travis is the same way. You get on the phone with Travis, what's going on, man? And this and this and this. You just can't help. You could be in the worst mood ever. Someone could just backed over your damn dog, and Travis calls, and you forget about it. He's just that guy you talk to. And next thing you know, you shot the shit with him for 10, 15 minutes, and your day is instantly better. And I just hope I have that power remotely over somebody. And there's a small handful of people in my life that's ever been able to do that. And Travis Bell's one of them.
Here's my, and then you can say, we'll catch you next time after this.
Yeah.
But
I'm ready.
One of my favorite statements from the Indianapolis Colts former kicker is you can't do A+ shit with D- people. And that's why Rob and I are pals.
You know what? I can't even add to that. Guys, we'll catch you next time at Rabbit's Used Cars. Hi, welcome to Guy Chat. I'm your host, Raul.
Who?
Raul.
Oh.
And this is Gregory.
I'm Chavez.
Chavez.
Welcome back to Guys on Film.
Oh my, hate it.
We're going to watch this cute little film about 2 strapping young men that go coast to coast in a Trans Am in a semi-truck. And they picked up some bitch named Sally Field. Beep.